Hi, class. So, for those of you that weren't able to attend on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I'm just doing a quick review of the lessons we went over that evening. So, we're starting on reading, which we're talking about airport safety. Take a few moments to read through the paragraph. So, pause the video, read through the entire article, and then you can come back and we can go over the answers. I'll also give you a few minutes to pause and I'll play the audio in a second.
Page 98. Exercise 2. Airport safety. Have you been to an airport lately? You probably had to wait in a long line. Nobody enjoys that. Unfortunately, though, the lines are necessary. Why? Air travel can be dangerous. Passengers face threats of different kinds. The Transportation Security Administration, TSA, fights against these threats. It tries to keep passengers secure. It performs safety checks on every passenger. These security screenings take time. They are the reason for the long lines. What kinds of security screenings does the TSA perform? Baggage screening. Travelers are allowed to carry small bags on the plane. The TSA screens all of these bags. Passengers have to wait in line for this. They have to take laptops and other electronics out of their bags. They also have to remove medicines and water bottles. TSA officers open some bags. They pass all of the bags through X-ray machines. They are looking for dangerous items. Passenger screening. TSA officers also need to check the passengers. A few passengers try to carry weapons under their clothes. The TSA wants to stop them. Each passenger has to walk through a metal detector. The TSA also checks passengers with advanced technology. This technology works like an X-ray machine, but it is safer. TSA officers can only see an outline of the passenger's body. However, they can see dangerous items clearly. Sometimes TSA officers check passengers more carefully. They pat down the person's body with their hands. Female officers check female passengers. Male officers check male passengers. The next time you have to wait in a long line at an airport, don't get upset. It's the price we pay to stay safe.
So now that we've read the article, what is the title? We can obviously see the title is listed right above us. It is Airport Safety. That's what the article is talking about. We also have some subtitles within the article. We have two of them. We have baggage screening and passenger screening. The subtitles mean that the paragraphs below those two subtitles here and here are talking about that subject. The baggage screening talks about how they look through your bags. Passenger screening is how they check passengers. So what are they doing? They're screening passenger bags and baggage and passengers. What does screening mean? So the word screen, if you see, it pops up a lot in the article. Screening is what TSA agents do at the airport, checking or looking at people and baggage closely. Basically, what they're trying to do is make sure everyone who goes to the airport is safe, and they want to ensure that no one has any weapons or anything dangerous that comes through. And that's why they're doing. Screening just means that they're looking at your things or looking at you. That is screening. We also have a graphic right here at the bottom. That graphic is a bar graph. It tells us the busiest airports in the US by TSA screenings in spring travel season of 2018. So TSA, what it means is Transportation Security Administrator, and it tells us right here in our article. That is our TSA. That's just a short way of saying the agents, the security agents at the airport. And we have on the graph, we have the y-axis and the x-axis. So the x-axis is the horizontal line. That's the x-axis. And the y-axis is the one that goes up and down. That is our y-axis. The y-axis is talking about the number of passengers that it screens, while the x-axis is talking about the airports that it doesn't. Now, these numbers right here are in the millions. So up to 4 million, 3 million, 2 million, 1 million. And we see how many are happening at each of these airports. Let's go into, now that we've listened to the text and read it, let's look at the questions. So the first question is asking, what is the main idea of the article? So we know that the main idea is the general idea. What's the theme of the article? What are they talking about? And we usually can tell either by the first sentence in the paragraph or the last sentence, or by the title and the subtitles. So we know by looking just at the titles, we know it's about airport security, screening bags, and screening passengers. So let's see if any of the answers fits. So answer A says, the TSA performs different security screenings on passengers at the airport. Airline passengers don't like waiting in long lines, but it is necessary. TSA officers use advanced technology to check passengers' bodies. So all of these are in your article. We know they're true, but we want to see which ones are details and which one is the main idea. So we already know that in advanced technology, if we look at our passenger screening, it talks about TSAs also check passengers with advanced technology. That's a detail. So we know that's not the main idea. B says airline passengers don't like waiting in long lines, but it is necessary. We saw that in the first paragraph. You probably have waited in a long line. Nobody enjoys that. Again, that's in there, but it's not the main idea. It's a detail. So our main idea is A. TSA performs different security screenings on passengers at the airport. And we know because they perform the baggage and the passenger screening. And it's all about airport safety. Okay, let's go to the next page. So now we're looking for answers. We are trying to answer the questions, where's the information, write the number lines. So take a few minutes to pause the video, look for your answers, and then come back and you can check them because I'll put them here in the page. So please pause, take your time to look for your answers, and then come back. Welcome back. So I hope you've already looked through you've gone through the article again to find the answers. So for number 1, it says, why do passengers have to go through security screening? If we look back at our article, it tells us that, I believe that's in the first paragraph. So we know that you probably don't like to go long lines. Unfortunately, these lines aren't necessary. Why? There it is. Airport travel can be dangerous. Passengers face threats of different kinds. That is our answer. That's what we're looking for. So we're going to write it in our page. Let me see if it'll let me do that. Okay. So our answer is passengers Oh, hold on. That is not great. Oi. Hold on 1 second. Let me try to fix that. Okay, so hopefully that's a little better. So we have, well, great, now it doesn't want to write. Okay. So passengers, what did it say? Face threats. And I'll delete it so that we can go to the next one too. And the TSA needs to do security screenings, and all this is right from the article. Security screenings to fight against these threats. Here. Oh, sorry, that is threats. There it is. Period. And we got this on line 3 to 6, give or take. Pause it so you can write it down because I'm about to erase it, and that way you can save it. But your answer would be, why do passengers have to go through security screenings at the airport? Passengers face threats, and the TSA needs to do security screenings to fight against these threats. Period. So take a moment to pause, and then I'll get rid of it so we can go to number 2. Okay, hopefully you got all that. I am erasing the answer, and we're going to number 2. Number 2 asks, how do TSA officers check bags? If we look back on our previous page, let's look at our article. So we know they're talking about bags. So let's go straight to baggage screening because that's where they look through our bags. So it says travelers are allowed to carry small bags on airport. Here we go. The TSA screens all of these bags. Passengers have to wait in line. They have to take their laptops out, check electronics. They have to remove from the bag. They pass the bag through an x-ray machine and they look for dangerous items right there. That is our answers. TSA open some of these bags and they pass them through x-ray machines. They are looking for dangerous items. That is the answer to our question number 2. So for question number 2, we are going to write, let me just make this a little better so it's not as thick. Okay, so for number 2, and I'm going to write it down here. For number 2, we're going to put they put, and by they I mean the TSA officers, put them is the bags, through, and what type of machine was it? X-ray machine. Through x-ray machines or open them. We're going to keep it simple. Open them. And we saw that was in lines about, it was everywhere. So it was 11 through 18, give or take. Okay, pause the video so that you can write down your answers. But that's it. Number 2, how do TSA officers check bags? They put them through x-ray machines or open them. Pause it so that you can write it down. Thanks for pausing. I am now deleting the answer so we can do number 3. Number 3 asks, how do TSA officers check passengers? Again, let's go back to our article and we're going to look at passenger screenings. So it tells us that TSA officers need to check passengers. A few passengers try to carry weapons under their clothes. The TSA wants to stop them. So why do they check passengers? Because it says a few passengers carry weapons under their clothes. TSA wants to stop them. Let's make sure that was the question it was asking us. Why do TSA officers check passengers? There we go. That is it. So we're going to write down our answer. And our answer for number 3 is passengers walk through metal detectors. Or TSA officers pat them down. Because what was it? They try to carry weapons. Period. And that was a lot of lines, so we know that that was lines 19 through 31. Okay, take a minute to pause it so you can write down your answers. Thanks for pausing. We are going to delete. And now we're going to move to number 4. Number 4 asks, why do TSA officers use advanced technology during screening? Let's go back to our article. We already kind of knew that. We're going to look at people screenings. And they check them for the weapons. They go through the metal detector. And here we go. The TSA also checks passengers with advanced technology. This technology works like an X-ray machine, but it's safer. TSA officers can only see an outline of the passenger's body. However, they can see dangerous items clearly. All of that is our answer, but we're going to make it easier. We're not going to write as much. So let's go back. Let's change our color. Okay, so here we're going to write for number 4. We are going to write they, by they I mean the TSA officers, want to see dangerous items because that's what the article said they see clearly. Dangerous, oh, I had a space, dangerous items. That passengers, I forgot the N, GERS, passengers are carrying on their bodies, are carrying on their bodies. Okay, so take a moment to pause it so that you can write down your answers, and that is lines 23 to 27. Oi. 27. Thank you for pausing. Okay, so we're going to delete that answer now. All right, now we're moving on to the graph. So it says interpret the graph. Complete the sentences about the bar graph. Sentence 1 is asking, during the spring travel season, the TSA screens more than 3 million people at which airport? So let's go back. So we're looking for more than 3 million people. Okay, let's go to our graph. So here we go. So let's find our 3 million first on the y-axis. There it is. So we want to see which airports screen more than these people. So it has to go up. So there's 1, and that's it. Everyone else is below 3 million. So our answer is LAX. So we're going to put Los Angeles International Airport. There it is, LAX. Question 2 says the TSA screens more than 2 million people, passengers at blank of these 10 busiest U.S. airports. So now we're looking for more than 2 million people. Okay, so let's go back to our graph and look. So here's our graph again. Let's find 2 million. There it is. So we want to know how many people are more than 2 million. Let's draw our line. Ooh. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's see. That's pretty close, but it looks like it's more. 7. Miami is right at 2 million, so we're not going to count Miami because they, in the question, it said more than 2 million. So we're not going to include that. So that gives us an answer of 7. 7 airports. A again. So again, always look at your questions. More than 2 million. So if it's at 2 million, you don't count it. If it's less than 2 million, we don't count it either. All right, so that is it for lesson 7 on unit 5. In the next video, you're going to see lesson 9. We skipped lesson 8. We're not doing that one. So click on the next one.